Hello everybody, this is Andrew Hicks, your technology coordinator for the Ubaldini Group. Today we're going to be going over how to create a commission request in Command. It's a pretty quick, easy process, so we'll go ahead and we'll go right into it. The only requirement is that you already have your opportunity created and your documents already added to the documents section of the opportunity and submitted to our transaction protection department. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first thing, once we sign into Command, we come to our home page here. And we're just going to go over to the left-hand side, and we're going to choose Opportunities. Now, from here, we're going to choose the opportunity that we're wanting to submit our commission request for. Mine currently is the Under Contract area, so we'll click right on here. And then we'll go ahead and open up our opportunity by clicking right here. Now you can see it brings up our opportunities details section, which has all the information about our transaction. So it's got our documents, it's got our offers whenever we add them in, and our commissions you can see is currently grayed out. To get more information on that, if you hover over the little I, it's going to say that you're able to view the commission when you have accepted an offer. So even if you've already accepted the offer, you do have to create an offer inside of Command. You can choose to send it out to your client, or you can choose to just create it on there just so we can get that commission tab to light up. The great thing about putting the offers into Command is you can have a side-by-side comparison of all the offers that you have for your specific property. And it puts it in a nice laid out sheet side by side, and you can put in your own pros and cons of each offer and also your professional summary of it. So for this training, we're going to pretend that we already have our offer accepted and we just need to do our commission request so we can get paid. So what we'll do, we're going to click on Offers. Now, once we get to our offer section, we can click on Add New Offer here. And we can name the offer if we'd like to. If we're actually fielding the multiple offers inside of Command, we can put one for each. We can name each one whichever way we'd like, whether it's their name. And we'll go ahead and click on Create Offer here. Now from here, we have to put in our offer date and our close date. So you'd want to put that information in here. Currently mine's at 10/7 as the offer date since I just clicked on it. The close date is 10/10, a couple of days afterwards. So once we're happy with that, we can click on Parties, and we're going to add in the people that are involved in the transaction. So you can see that my seller is already filled in. And on this sheet, the name is the only required field. If we were going through and putting all of our offers in, we would want to make sure that all that information is accurate. That way we're able to contact the person about the offer, and so our client can see that information as well. So let's say that our buyer, this is going to be not Ryan Yarbrough. Actually, our buyer here is going to be, so we're going to use Bob's grandpa, Robert Loblaw the 25th. Now, since we're just assuming that we already have the offer accepted, we don't really have to fill out this information here. But if we did, we would choose pre-approved and pre-qualified if they are. We could add their address on there. Now the representation, this is going to be the agent on the other side of the deal. Again, the only required field is that first and last name. So we're going to say that this person is not Ryan Yarbrough. So he's a competing agent from a different brokerage, not from Keller Williams since it's not Ryan. So we'll go ahead and choose next here for the terms. And this is where we can put the details of the offer. Now, this is really only important, again, if you're going to be showing your client the side-by-side comparison of each offer. Since we really don't need to do that now since we already accepted it, we can just put in the final amount in either of these boxes. That way our sales price reflects the full amount, because that's what's going to be used to calculate that commission. So we're just going to go ahead and do $750,000. And you can see we can put in the earnest amount, the option fee, the termination option, any seller costs and contributions there. Since we're just worried about getting paid, we're going to go to Agent Analysis. And this is where you can put your pros and cons of this specific offer and your professional opinion on the summary here. So we're going to go ahead and click on Save. And now we have an offer added into our Offers tab. So as I mentioned, you can create a URL. You can send an email to your client with all the offers side by side. It's a pretty great tool. I would recommend using it, playing around with it. I'll be doing another training on this in the future. But you can see the Commissions tab is still grayed out because we have to accept the offer. So once we click on Accept here, you can see that Commissions tab magically lights up. Now, once we click on commissions here, this is when we can start filling out our commission request. So we're going to click on commissions. And now you can see a couple of things here. We've got the summary, the total commission we're going to be receiving, what's going to be paid to the office, the associate royalty, company commission, how that breaks down, and what's finally going to be paid out to the agent. Now, if we have a situation where we have an MLS fee, what we would do is we would have to add that onto the top of the total commission, since the MLS fee is always going to be on the top or off the top if you're on the buyer side. And to mention, the process for a buyer side commission request is exactly the same. We would go through those same steps. Really, the only difference is that we would subtract the MLS fee from our total commission. So to add that on there, or subtract it from there if you're working with the buyer, if we click on Edit General Information, and we can just add, let's say it was $250. So all we have to do is add $250 to the top. And you can see that bumps the commission rate up to 4.03%. So we've got that total commission here now added up to $30,250, since that $250 was that MLS fee. Now conversely, if you're working with the buyer, you'd be subtracting that from the $30,000. So we'll have to put a contract date on here, and we're just going to say that we'll just say that is today. So we'll go ahead and do save changes on here. And now you can see that it updates the commission, it updates my total units here. So now that we have that added, go ahead and scroll down a little bit here. Now you can see now that we have changed the total commission, we do have an alert here saying the remaining agent commission balance is $250. So that was not calculated inside of what's being paid to the agent here. And as you can see, as we scroll down, we have the option to edit our agent payment. So we're going to be doing that in just a moment. Now, if we look at the agent here, we can see what the cap is, how close you are to capping, all that information. It should be updated fairly quickly. However, sometimes there is a little bit of a lag time. So if you're doing your commission request and it looks like it's not correct, you can definitely reach out to your MCA and they can let you know the exact accurate information. Now, you can also see our breakdown of what our commission is. You can see that we can add deductions. Here's our split, our company commission, associate royalty, all of that information there. Now that we've edited the total commission, so we added that MLS fee to the top, we've got to edit our agent payment. So we're going to click on here. And this is also where you can add deductions, you can add bonuses, you can do outside referrals from here. So if any of those things apply, we're going to choose Edit Agent Payment. Now, since I updated what the commission is on the top with that MLS fee, if I just hit Calculate Commission, that's going to bring that up to that $250. So that's going to add that on there. Now, you can also see I've got my agent unit, so this transaction was 1 unit, so I've got the full unit currently. In just a little bit, I'll show you how to split that in half or cut that up however much you'd like. So if we scroll down through here, you can see we've got E&O, and that's covered within your dues, so we don't have to add anything there. We can't even click on it. Now we can also choose to add a donation to KW Cares, KW Kids Can, and the Bold Scholarship. Now, if you already have a deal worked out with your MCA where a certain amount of money is coming out of each transaction to any of these, that's going to override whatever we put in here. So if you've already worked out something with your MCA and you're already donating, don't worry about it. It's already being taken care of since that's going to override that. Now, as we scroll down, we can see the net to agent. And then we can see right below there where we can add extra payment options. So any of your referrals, bonuses, deductions, concessions. So we're going to go right down that list. So if we click on Add Item, we can choose the type. And if we had to add a bonus, we can click right here on Bonus. We can add in the amount and we can choose to split that with the Market Center here. Now the next one is a concession. Now in the offices we do not do concessions, so we will not be covering that part of it. Now deductions. This is something that you will definitely be utilizing. So a deduction would be anything like a transaction coordinator fee. It would be for your convention fund. If you want to donate to your local fund, you can put that information in here. Now, for this example, we're going to do the transaction coordinator. So let's say that we're going to be paying them $300. Now you'll notice the tax ID type and the tax ID are not required fields for this, so we don't have to enter that information. In the description, we just need to let them know exactly what it is that we are deducting $300 for and where that money is going to be going. So this is for our transaction coordinator. We're going to say that our transaction coordinator was Mr. Transaction. He was born for the job. It's in his name. We can put in their address. That way they know where to send the check to if needed. We want to make sure we put that information in here. So this person happens to live on 123 Main Street. And we would put in their phone number. That way we can reach out to them if we need to. We can put their email address there as well. So if I click on add, that's going to add a deduction of $300 to be paid out to the transaction coordinator from my commission. So I'll go ahead and click on add. Now we would do the same thing for the local fund and for our convention fund if we needed to. Any sort of deduction that you would normally do, you're going to add it in that way. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down and we're going to add another item. So we're going to choose, we've got the inside referral option, which we will not be using. If you're working with an agent within your market center, we're going to show you how to do that in just a moment. Now, if there's an outside referral, meaning, let's say, for instance, since I'm in Tampa today, if I was working on this deal with somebody in the Clearwater office, that would still constitute an outside referral. So anybody that is not inside your market center is going to be an outside referral. So let's say that I worked with somebody inside of a different market center on this deal and I need to do a referral. I can click on outside referral. And I would go ahead and put in the referral percentage or the amount. So we're just going to say that they got 2%. Now for this, we do need the tax ID, so you would need to get their W-9. Then you would put in their EIN or their social security number. Now we want to put in the broker company name. So let's say somebody referred this person to me from Keller Williams, Las Vegas. And the agent's name was Mr. Agent. He was also born for the job as well. It's in his name. So we're going to say 123 Las Vegas is the address of the brokerage. Now this is going to be the address of the actual brokerage here. So we're going to want to make sure we put that in there. The phone number for the brokerage, we'll go ahead and add that on there in case you need to contact him. And the email address. So we've got Mr. Agent in Las Vegas doing the outside referral. He's getting 2%, so we're going to go ahead and choose add. So that has now been added to my transaction. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save Changes, and that is going to update what I'm being paid. Now you can see as we scroll through here, we can see the sheet of exactly how things are being broken down. You can see the outside referral comes before the associate royalty and anything that's deducted there. Now let's say if I worked with somebody in our market center on this deal. So since I'm added in at the Clearwater Market Center, I'm going to have to add an agent from the Clearwater Market Center. So let's say if I needed to add if I was doing this transaction 50-50 with another agent within my market center, what I would do is I would choose add another agent. And I'm going to type that agent's name in here. So let's say I worked with Brian Yarbrough on this one. And you can see it'll automatically populate from agents that are within your market center. Now this is where we put in the agent unit. So let's say we worked 50-50, so I'm going to do 0.5. We're going to hit that calculate commission button here. This is going to give out the exact amount that's going to be paid out. Now we don't have to add any deductions or anything at all on theirs. That's going to be up to them. So we're going to go ahead and choose Save Changes. Now from here you can see that I do have two alerts. I've got an excess agent commission of $15,000 and I've got a remaining unit balance of a half a unit. That's because mine is still set to 1. So once I add another agent from my market center in here, I'm going to have to go back and edit my payment, change my agent unit, got it at half, calculate the commission, and that spits out the correct number here. So once I hit Save Changes, you can see those alerts disappeared. So we've gone through some of the basics of completing your commission request. I know that not all transactions are exactly alike, so if you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out to myself. If it's anything about where any sort of payment's going out to, something we didn't cover, definitely feel free to reach out to your MCA and they can help guide you as to where exactly to add that payment in. Now you can also see, we can click on Add Note, if we needed to let our MCA know exactly what something was for. So let's say for the MLS fee, we can click on Add Note, and we can say $250 is the MLS fee. So we can type in quite a bit of information here. We can let them know exactly, we can give them clarification on any sort of deductions or anything we've added onto there. So we can say Happy Wednesday if we needed to. We can really give them any message we need to clarify our commission request. So once we hit Save Changes, you can see it shows up here under the notes. So whenever they're going through and evaluating your commission request, they'll be able to see that. Now, once you're ready, you just have to click on Submit, and that will submit it to them to review, and you'll be able to get your commission request completed that way. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly, Andrew Hicks at kw.com. If it's a question about where something goes inside of the actual commission request, definitely feel free to reach out to your MCA, and they can help give you some guidance.